So Ray, women with big swords fighting demonic creatures.
Sounds awesome to me.
Me too.
Yes, well, it's a good thing then that we checked out Claymore this week. Now, Claymore's premise is simple, but very attractive. And so are the ladies.
Yes, because it's only women who can be claymores.
Yes,
So
that's right.
What is a claymore, Ray? Please tell us.
Well, they are female warriors who wear Roman army-like uniforms. The public refer to them as claymores, alluding to their claymore swords, or the silver-eyed witches, for obvious reasons. The series is set on a fictional medieval island where humans are plagued by Yoma, who are humanoid shapeshifters that feed on humans. A mysterious group, known as the Organization, create human Yoma hybrids called claymores to kill them. Now, Yoma and Claymore warriors alike are powered by a demonic energy, Yoki, which allows shapeshifting and extreme strength. When warriors use too much Yoki, they awaken and become a super Yoma called an awakened being.
I really liked the world that they created in this. And the characters look really sharp and the environment, some of the work that's been put into the backgrounds shows an amazing amount of scope.
Yeah, and design-wise, the claymores themselves, they look excellent. And the design of the costume and the armor, it's all quite elegant. And the swords and weaponry is all sleek and stylish. But the architecture as well, actually, I quite enjoyed. Although each town was a bit same. I thought that they lacked individual rhythms and different identities. So yeah, when they travel from town to town, it's like, oh, did they just come from that place, or are they in the same one?
Bit generic.
Yeah,
there was a bit.
And
Ray, I can see it. Come on, spit it out.
well, before I slay Claymore, there's a little disclaimer, and that is that the English dubbed version is woeful, and that if you're going to catch it at all, you should see it in its original form, because the voiceovers are terrible, and the stoic nature of the script it's lost in translation.
It really is.
The original, at least you get to hear the wonderful authenticity and sound of the Japanese language at play, with all its inflections and some of the depth that I think is lacking in the English version. But again, story-wise, the exposition is terrible, and the dialogue which carries it, it's repetitive, monotonous,
it's a bit monotonous.
vacuous, perhaps. Yes, it took too long to get going. I watched 5 episodes and I still wasn't hooked, and I wasn't interested in any of the characters. The Yoma themselves, the demonic creatures, I thought that they were boring. So yeah.
It's such a shame though, because I kind of liked Claire. I thought she was kind of cool, and the relationship between her and Raki was,
yeah, I like that too. I thought it was going to develop nicely, but it's not that it didn't go anywhere, it went too slow. Yeah, everything just felt very laborious. So now, just a little background. The Claymore series, or Kuromoa, is based on a dark fantasy manga series written and illustrated by Norihiro Yagi, out of which Madhouse produced a 26-episode anime series. Directed by Hiroyuki Tanaka, the series adapts the first 11 volumes of its source material over the first 24 episodes, then uses an alternate ending for its final 2 eps. Now, my feeling here is that the manga is actually really good, and that something is lost, again, in the translation. I'd like to see what fans think of this, who have read the manga and seen the series, because there's a huge fan base out there, and I'd like to know what exactly was missing. Yeah, but look, onto the animation. Animation-wise, the palette itself is quite pretty. It's very detailed. There's lots of soft tones throughout the lighter moments, and then there's a lot of bold color choices and shadow when it's time for things to get serious. I thought the animation itself, though, was a little stilted. It didn't flow as well as I'd have liked.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I wasn't sure if they were trying to replicate stills from the manga or not. What I saw was great, but the characters were suspended in action too much, which gave me a kind of false importance of too many of the moments.
Yeah, the action also suffered from repeating an older technique, which it basically involves taking one or two different stills and then cutting them quickly together whilst sweeping across the frame. Now, this technique is reminiscent of a more traditional style of striking the action. Instead, you see, I wanted to see more of the character action within the frame. Now, I know a lot of anime do this. They basically blend the two techniques, and it's usually like a form of cost cutting as well. So perhaps the Claymore suffered from having a very small budget.
Maybe.
But look, I know I'm being picky here, but if I take something like Ninja Scroll, and I know I harken back to it, but it's a classic and it's excellent. It's an excellent example of blending the two styles. So that was 20 years ago. I think we've moved on since then, developed some greater techniques, or at least learned how to move the animation within the frame a lot better. So look, with the great range, the plethora of anime out there to choose from, there's some great series. I don't know if this is one to sink your teeth into. It's, even though it's got a huge fan base, I am mildly interested as to what exactly I'm missing out on. It sort of, gets at me, but look, I don't want to waste any more time on it, and I'm gonna have to burn it.
Oh, harsh, Ray, very harsh.
Yep.
I'm not gonna be quite
Just
so
call
harsh.
it, Sonya.
No. Like, the concept of it is really cool, and like you said, the color palette, I like the colors that they used. I like some of the character models. I thought that was really cool. The environment is really cool.
Yes.
I do feel like if I could just see it in Japanese, I'd like it more. It's that dubbing, that English dubbing is so appalling. It really grates at me, and I feel like I'd get more of the fluidity and more of the characters even if I could just read it rather than hear it in that awful English dub.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to find.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like I'm missing out on something. There's such a huge base out there.
Yeah.
But what? Tell me what I'm missing out on. So it's something that I might go back to if I can find if I can find the Japanese version. I might check it out again, but until then, I'm gonna bury it. I'm not gonna burn it. I'm gonna bury it.
Fair enough. Well,
sorry.
Just have to find our female sword swinging
demon
creature killing ladies elsewhere.
There's not really a plethora of them out there.
No, it isn't. It's quite sad, really. But no tears here.